Welcome to Montenegro, a recently established European nation with an innovative approach to addressing demographic issues. Montenegro never fails to amaze with its stunning landscapes and captivating cultural practices. Today, we explore a remarkable facet of life here, the importation of brides, which plays a crucial role in the survival and prosperity of this small nation. Interested? Let us delve into the intriguing narrative behind Montenegro's contemporary matchmaking. Overview of Montenegro's unique demographic situation. Montenegro's unmarried men are unusual. At 620,000, the country has a gender gap. Current statistics show 92 men for 100 women, especially in rural areas. Historical, cultural, and financial factors generate this difference. Wars, migration, and culture have shaped Montenegro's demographics. The 1990s, Balkan Wars, World Wars, and Yugoslav Wars increased men's mortality and caused gender imbalances. Women sought more significant opportunities in cities or abroad, while men stayed in rural areas to protect family grounds, influenced by patriarchal values. The gender gap in rural Montenegro has grown due to the recession. A bachelor culture persists because men need help finding local wives due to limited jobs and agricultural life. This demographic issue has inspired imaginative yet polarizing gender gap solutions. Importing brides from Albania has been one of Montenegro's most visible gender equality efforts. A social and economic response to the lack of women in rural Montenegrin communities. This practice became known as importing brides from Albania. Cultural similarities between Montenegro and Albania, including religious customs and language, enabled this cross-border solution. The economic gap between the countries is likewise significant. Albanian households, especially from poorer rural areas, regard marriage to Montenegrins as a way to improve their finances. Montenegrin men can start families and keep their traditions by marrying Albanian women. Personal stories humanize this technique. Take the example of Marko, a 40-year-old farmer from a village near Nikšić who struggled to find a local spouse. Through intermediaries, he met Ana, a young woman from distant northern Albania. They married and started a life together, helping the community's demographics despite cultural shifts. Despite its practicality, this strategy raises ethical and cultural issues. Critics say it can hinder brides' cultural blending. Proponents emphasize these unions' mutual benefits and role in protecting rural areas. Montenegro's 2006 independence from Serbia was marked by a struggle for independence. Political history and national identity changed with this occurrence. Internal and external factors complicated the path to independence. Montenegro's independence pursuit began with Yugoslavia's disintegration in the 1990s. Originally part of a federation with Serbia, Montenegro's desire for independence increased. The political process included referendums, discussions, and international diplomacy. In the May 2006 independence referendum, 55.5% of Montenegrins voted for independence, just enough. This peaceful and democratic revolution made Montenegro unique internationally. Following its independence, Montenegro became a member of the United Nations and actively pursued membership in both the European Union and NATO. Montenegro's autonomy is of the utmost importance. As a result, the nation was able to define its identity better, expand economically, and address specific challenges, such as the health of its inhabitants. Montenegro's global standing was established due to its independence, which brought about a cultural resurgence and national pride. Historical and geographic environment. This little Balkan republic in Southeast Europe is officially the Republic of Montenegro. At 13,112 kilometers, it is one of the smallest nations in the region. Montenegro is small, yet has a stunning landscape. including steep mountains, deep valleys, pristine beaches, and clear lakes. Montenegro borders Bosnia and Herzegovina to the northwest, Serbia to the northeast, Kosovo to the east, and Albania to the southeast on the Adriatic Sea. The strategic location at the crossroads of various civilizations has affected its history and growth. The climate in Montenegro varies by region. The coastal Mediterranean climate has hot, dry summers and moderate, wet winters. Mountainous inland areas have continental temperatures with pleasant summers and cold winters. Montenegro is a treasure for environment lovers since its climate variation enhances plant and animal diversity. The country has forests, lead, bauxite, and hydroelectric potential. The Adriatic coast has several beautiful bays and beaches, but the Bay of Kotor is famous for its landscape and ancient cities. War and centuries of history shaped Montenegro. Each neighboring country has influenced Montenegro's politics and culture differently. Montenegro's westward border is with Croatia, a close neighbor. Due to its Adriatic shoreline, the two countries collaborate on tourism and culture. Bosnia and Herzegovina is northwest. Montenegro's relationship with Bosnia and Herzegovina is strained by the 1990s Yugoslav wars. Both states have recently strengthened diplomatic and economic ties to promote regional stability and cooperation. Serbia borders Montenegro northeast. Political, religious, and cultural ties between Montenegro and Serbia are long-standing. Montenegro remained in Yugoslavia with Serbia until its 2006 independence. Both states have a history. However, conflicts have occurred, especially regarding Montenegro's independence. Eastward, the 2008 Kosovo independence from Serbia makes it a new neighbor. Montenegro was one of the first countries to recognize Kosovo's independence, and the two have developed diplomatic ties for mutual interests and regional stability. Montenegro borders Albania in the southeast. While cooperating on cross-border trade, tourism, and environmental preservation, the two nations have maintained close connections. The locations where Montenegrins and Albanians live exhibit their cultural ties. An explanation of Montenegro's name. The Venetian term Montenegro, meaning Black Mountain, inspired Montenegro. This moniker describes the nation's rugged terrain and the dark, thick forests that once covered it. Montenegrins call the country Crna Gora, meaning Black Mountain. The phrase appeared with Venetian authority over the Adriatic coast in the 15th century. It described the region's shocking terrain, predominantly dark mountain ranges. Since then, the phrase has symbolized national character and resiliency. Several historical figures and events are associated with Montenegro. Petar II, Petrović Njegoš, a 19th century prince prelate and poet, ruled Montenegro. Njegoš is renowned for his contributions to Montenegrin literature and independence consolidation. His epic poem, The Mountain Wreath, depicts Montenegrin struggles and is a national treasure. Montenegro has a rich, multi-millennia-old history. It has been a crossroads of cultures and a battlefield for empires from ancient times. Prehistoric Illyrians from the Western Balkans were the first known inhabitants. Later, in the 1st century BC, Montenegro joined the Roman Empire. Christianity, urbanization, and infrastructure developed during Roman rule. The Roman Empire collapsed, and the territory joined Byzantine rule. This century witnessed the establishment of a number of early Christian sites in Montenegro, including churches and basilicas. Rising Slavic tribes in the Balkans marked Montenegro's medieval period. In the 7th century, Slavs settled the area and founded small states. In the 10th century, Prince Vladimir founded Duklja, a powerful state. In the 11th century, King Mihailo and his successor Bodin expanded Duklia, and ensured Byzantine approval. However, internal strife and outside pressure caused it to collapse, creating the Principality of Zeta. In the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire expanded into Montenegro. Despite substantial opposition, Ottoman power spread to Montenegro. The Montenegrins' independence and rugged geography made total enslavement difficult. Mountains remained semi-autonomous under local chieftains, and then the prince-bishops of the Petrović-Njegoš dynasty. Vladika Danilo III, who founded Montenegro in the early 18th century, was a prominent figure. His leadership laid the groundwork for the nation's fight against Ottoman rule and preservation of Christian orthodoxy. Montenegro achieved worldwide recognition as a principality in the 19th century. Prince Bishop Petar II. Petrović-Njegoš played a crucial role in this process through his diplomatic and cultural efforts. The Berlin Congress of 1878 recognized Montenegro as an independent state by expanding its territory and confirming its sovereignty. In 1918, Serbia annexed Montenegro after it participated in the Balkan Wars and World War I, turning it into the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later known as Yugoslavia. This marked the country's transition from a theocratic principality to a secular kingdom. Montenegro was part of Yugoslavia until the 1990s in its many forms. Montenegro and Serbia formed a loose union throughout the Yugoslav wars until Montenegro voted for independence in 2006. Montenegro declared independence on June 3, 2006, after its 55.5% referendum win. Since independence, Montenegro has sought EU membership, joined NATO, and promoted integration into other international organizations. The country prioritizes economic growth, tourism, and cultural preservation. The history of Montenegro demonstrates the country's resourcefulness and resilience. Starting from prehistoric antiquity and continuing up to the present day, the nation has successfully weathered geopolitical problems while still preserving its independence. A dynamic nation that is proud of its legacy and optimistic about its future, Montenegro is a nation that lives forever. Cultural and demographic realizations. Montenegro is one of Europe's smallest countries in land size and population density, with 620,000 people. Due to its low population density of 45 persons per square kilometer, many natural areas remain undisturbed. The population is not evenly dispersed, with significant populations in Podgorica, Nikšić, Herceg Novi, and Bar. Tourism-based economic activity makes coastal areas more populous than steep northern locations. Montenegro's ethnic diversity reflects its complex history and cultural contacts. At over 45%, Montenegrins are the most numerous ethnic group. Serbs comprise 28%, Bosniaks 8%, Albanians 5%, Croats 1%, and others. Every ethnic group brings its customs, dialects, and traditions, enriching the nation's culture. Montenegrins speak both languages. The official language is Montenegrin, a South Slavic language similar to Serbian, Croatian, and Bosnian. Montenegrin uses Latin and Cyrillic alphabets, however Latin is more common in daily communication. Serbian, especially among Serbs, is also a joint language with Montenegrin. Other languages include Croatian, Albanian, and Bosnian. These languages demonstrate Montenegro's historical and cultural ties to its neighbors and ethnic diversity. Education, media, and literature promote linguistic diversity to preserve and progress each community's culture. Montenegro's national identity has been shaped by its hostility to foreign rulers. Montenegrin history, rituals, and mythology reflect this robust mindset. Despite the Ottomans' superior power, the Montenegrins bravely defended their hilly homeland in one of the earliest Great Wars. The 1876 Battle of Vučidu saw Prince Nicola I's Montenegrin army easily defeat the Ottoman army. This war symbolizes Montenegrin bravery and strategic ingenuity. Another key figure in Montenegrin resistance was 19th-century prince prelate and poet Petar II. Petrović Njegoš. Njegoš is renowned for his literary works depicting Montenegro's struggles and ambitions, as well as his leadership in achieving independence. His national epic poem, The Mountain Wreath, perfectly represents Montenegrin freedom and resistance. Fighting continued until the 20th century, especially during WWI and the Balkan Wars. Montenegro aligned with Serbia and other Balkan nations against the Ottoman Empire and Austro-Hungarian forces. While Montenegro was occupied throughout WWI, its resistance fighters fought for independence. Montenegro's resistance to foreign rule peaked during the 1990s Yugoslav wars. The disintegration of Yugoslavia caused political and ethnic conflict, but Montenegro addressed these issues and declared independence in 2006. A peaceful referendum marked a new era of democratic resistance and self-determination, achieving contemporary independence. Montenegro displays national pride through its cultural and historical emblems. The Montenegrin flag, national song, and other cultural icons represent the country with respect and devotion. The Montenegrin flag symbolizes national identity. The coat of arms is in the middle on a crimson background with a golden border. Symbolizing the Petrović Njegoš dynasty, the coat of arms features a golden double-headed eagle holding an orb and scepter. The eagle's royal crown symbolizes Montenegro's sovereignty and history. The gold border represents Montenegrin culture and tradition, while the crimson background symbolizes valor and independence sacrifices. National pride is also expressed in the song Oj, Svijetla Majska Zoro, Oh, Bright Dawn of May. The anthem, written by Sekula Drljević, celebrates Montenegro's beauty and fortitude. The songs express Montenegrin togetherness, independence, and natural beauty, capturing their love of their country. Traditional clothing, music, and dances also contribute to national celebrations. Men wear kapa, the Montenegrin cap, to show national pride and culture. Black or red, it has intricate embroidery with religious and historical themes. National holidays and public events honor these symbols. Montenegro's 2006 independence is celebrated with parades, concerts, and cultural events on May 21st. Statehood Day on July 13th commemorates Montenegro's statehood at the 1878 Berlin Congress and the Buwadern uprising against the Axis. Customary celebrations and activities help preserve Montenegrin culture. Montenegrins celebrate their culture and community with events like the Mimosa Festival in Herceg Novi, the Kotor Carnival, and the Lake Fest in Nikšić. Montenegro's culture and demographics reveal a country shaped by its diverse population, linguistic diversity, and history of resistance to foreign rule. The flag, anthem, and ancient ceremonies of Montenegro are all symbols of the country's culture and soul, which the people of Montenegro hold dear. Montenegro's natural attractiveness and beauty. Montenegro is blessed with stunning natural landscapes that delight the senses. Rocky mountains, quiet lakes, and beautiful beaches make it a refuge for nature lovers. The Dinaric Alps stretch across the country, with Bobotov Kuk in Durmitor National Park reaching 2,523 meters. Deep river gorges, dense woods, and alpine meadows make these mountains famous for hiking, skiing, and mountaineering. The deepest river in Europe, the Tara River Canyon, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its magnificent scenery and thrilling whitewater rafting. Most famous is Lake Skadar, one of several beautiful lakes in Montenegro. Lake Skadar, the largest lake in southern Europe, borders Albania and is home to many species. Many bird species, notably the endangered Dalmatian pelican, breed there. The lake's wetlands are home to over 280 bird species and various fish species, making them a paradise for birdwatchers. The Adriatic Sea beachfront is equally enchanting, with 290 kilometers of sandy and pebbly beaches, secluded coves, and stunning islands. The beaches at Budva and Sveti Stefan are famous, whereas those on the Lustica Peninsula are more tranquil and remote. Naturism is well established in numerous coastal Montenegrin locations. This habit is popular on the Montenegrin coast, where naturism matches people's laid-back and open-minded attitude toward beach life and personal freedom. Ada Bojana is a famous naturist beach on an island near the mouth of the Bojana River. With its clean waves and excellent sandy shores, this beach attracts naturists from around the world. A hotel, restaurant, and recreational activity facilities make Ada Bojana ideal for naturists. Jazz Beach near Budva is a famous nudist beach with naturist areas. The beach is surrounded by lush hills and clear waters, offering relaxation and beauty. Several year-round attractions draw people to Montenegro. The Bay of Kotor, Europe's southernmost fjord, is a stunning bay with historic towns and rocky mountains. Kotor, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is known for its medieval architecture, maze-like streets, and historical buildings like the Kotor Cathedral and Old City Walls. Kotor, a Montenegrin landmark, showcases its rich history. Visitors can stroll its cobblestone alleyways, visit the Maritime Museum, and climb San Giovanni Fortress for sea and mountain views. Budva is another popular tourist destination with beautiful beaches, an antique old town, and lively nightlife. Budva's Venetian walls surround charming squares, historic churches, and narrow lanes. Budva's beach bars, restaurants, and cultural events make it a fun destination. Montenegro's natural beauty and attractions range from ancient cities and beautiful beaches to majestic mountains and tranquil lakes. The country's biodiversity, cultural acceptance of naturism, and well-preserved ancient sites make it a Balkan must-see. Montenegro's own traditions and legends. Sworn virgins, or virgin, are a unique cultural practice in Montenegro, rooted in its history and society. This ritual, based on the ancient canon, allowed women to assume male roles by committing celibacy and adopting male identities. This was sometimes done to preserve family honor or inheritance when no male successor was available. Sworn virgins would dress as men, take male names, and assume male roles like family heads or professional workers. Among Montenegro's remaining committed virgins, Stana Tserovic stands out. As her biography shows, this custom requires enormous social power and personal sacrifice. Though rare today, it reminds us of Montenegrin society's flexible social systems. Lake Skadar's giant serpent legend is one of Montenegro's most intriguing. According to local folklore, a giant serpent resides in the lake and threatens nearby towns. Different versions of this fable depict the serpent as a guardian spirit or a warning of disaster. This tale presumably stems from old beliefs and the lake's intriguing nature, famed for its biodiversity and underwater caverns. Such traditions enrich local folklore, literature, and travel. Visitors go to Lake Skadar for its natural beauty and the serpent's mythology, which adds mystique. Natural features in Montenegro include Sveti Nikola Island and the Crnojevica River Canyon. Boat tours of the Crnojevica River Canyon reveal its stunning cliffs and tranquil canals. Historically rich, the area has lovely settlements over old ruins. Known as Montenegro's Hawaii, Sveti Nikola Island is off Budva. Due to its clean beaches and sea life, swimming, snorkeling, and sunbathing on this island are popular. The island's antique churches and defense artifacts show its historical significance. Unique Montenegrin traditions. Sworn virgins, or virgine, are a unique cultural practice in Montenegro, rooted in its history and society. This ritual, based on the ancient kanun, allowed women to assume male roles by committing celibacy and adopting male identities. This was sometimes done to preserve family honor or inheritance when no male successor was available. Sworn virgins would dress as men, take male names, and assume male roles like family heads or professionals. Among Montenegro's remaining committed virgins, Stana Karovic stands out. As her biography shows, this custom requires enormous social power and personal sacrifice. Though rare today, this habit reminds us of Montenegrin society's adaptability. Lake Skader's giant serpent legend is one of Montenegro's most intriguing. According to local folklore, a giant serpent resides in the lake and threatens nearby towns. Several variants of this fable depict the serpent as a guardian spirit or catastrophic forerunner. This tale presumably stems from old beliefs and the lake's intriguing nature, famed for its biodiversity and underwater caverns. Such traditions enrich local folklore, literature, and travel. Lake Skader attracts visitors for its natural beauty and serpent legends, which add intrigue to their stay. Sveti Nikola Island and Crnojevica River Canyon are natural features in Montenegro. Boat tours of the Crnojevica River Canyon reveal its stunning cliffs and tranquil canals. Historically rich, the area has lovely settlements over old ruins. Known as Montenegro's Hawaii, Sveti Nikola Island is off Budva. Due to its clean beaches and sea life, swimming, snorkeling, and sunbathing on this island are popular. Old fortifications and chapels on the island reveal Montenegro's past. Demographic issues and solutions. Gender roles and political instability in history. History and political turmoil have affected gender roles in Montenegro. The Ottoman Empire's long rule restricted women to domestic responsibilities and emphasized male domination in public and economic life. The Balkan Wars and World Wars solidified these gender roles as social turmoil required rigid social institutions for survival. In W2, Montenegrin women farmed and managed households while men were at war, changing gender dynamics. Post-war communist Yugoslavia gave women increased educational and professional options. However, the 1990s wars and Yugoslavia's collapse reversed some of these advances. Political instability promoted patriarchal gender roles as communities reverted to conventions. Emigration for jobs or war left women to run households, having a significant demographic impact. Vowed virgins, women who live as men, are exceptional in Montenegrin culture. This technique permitted women to assume masculine duties in patriarchal civilizations, giving them social rank and rights. Social change and gender equality are reducing the number of vowed virgins. Interviews with community members show varied emotions. Elderly people revere sworn virgins as a historical adaptation. Young Montenegrins advocate for gender equality instead of the practice they consider antiquated. A person said, "Sworn virgins were pioneers, but we now strive for a society where women don't need to change their identity for equal rights." Importing Albanian brides to Montenegro addresses demographic issues, especially in rural areas with gender imbalances. Albanian women marry Montenegrin men for better living conditions due to economic challenges. As Albanian brides join Montenegrin homes, they must overcome language and cultural difficulties. Social effects on both groups are significant. Young women boost Montenegrin communities' numbers and agricultural work. In contrast, Albanian brides send money home to help their family. Discrimination and loneliness can make cultural integration difficult for brides. These marriages promote cultural interaction and social solidarity, closing gaps between the two populations. Current issues and practices. Montenegro's low birth rate causes demographic issues. Recently, the birth rate was 1.7 children per woman, below the replacement threshold of 2.1. Population is expected to drop from 622,000 in 2020 to 550,000 in 2050. Economic instability, high unemployment, urban migration, and changing values favoring smaller families lower the birth rate. Government incentives like maternity leave, child payments, and better child care could help. Gender equality in the workplace and assistance for young families can also reverse this tendency. Single males in rural Montenegro confront social and economic obstacles. Young women move to cities for greater possibilities, leaving a lopsided number of men. Isolation and difficulty finding marriage partners due to gender imbalance worsen rural population decline. These men struggle economically with few work opportunities and decreasing agriculture. Personal anecdotes show these men's loneliness and frustration. A small-town farmer, 45-year-old Marco, complains, "No ladies are left to create a family. Everyone departing makes it hard to see ahead." Rural Montenegro's gender imbalance can be solved by importing Albanian brides. Matchmaking agencies usually arrange introductions. After an agreement, the bride becomes culturally integrated in Montenegro by learning the language and customs. This tradition may revitalize rural towns and economically support the bride's Albanian family. Cultural and language hurdles, prejudice, and social integration are challenges. Brides and local communities must negotiate these dynamics for mutual respect and inclusion. Maria, an Albanian bride, says, "It was difficult at first, but over time, I've found my place and contributed to my new family and community." Tourism and economy. Montenegro has endless tourist attractions and natural beauty. Medieval Kotor and Perast are set among magnificent cliffs in the Bay of Kotor, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Durmitor National Park, another UNESCO site, has glacial lakes, lush woods, and Europe's deepest Tara River Canyon. Albania shares Lake Skadar, the largest Balkan lake and a birdwatcher's paradise. The Kotor Carnival in February, the Budva Theatre City Festival in July, and the Virpazar Grape Festival in September are seasonal events. Hiking, whitewater rafting, historical sites, and Adriatic beaches are unique activities. Montenegro travel is cheap and easy. Major tourist areas are accessible from Podgorica and Tivat's international airports. Buses and railroads are reliable and cheap, but vehicle rentals are more flexible. The average cost of hostels, family-run guest houses, and luxury hotels and resorts is much lower than in Western Europe. A mid-range dinner costs 10–15 euros, and attraction fees are usually low. There are week-long seaside tours from Herceg Novi to Ulcinj and nature-focused trips through the national parks. Safety is generally good, but be alert in busy locations and follow local wildlife warnings. Dressing modestly at churches and greeting locals with Zdravo, hello, will enhance your experience. Montenegro is famous because it is cheaper than other European destinations. Here, travelers get high-quality experiences at affordable prices. Travel writer Emma from Wanderlust Chronicles says, "Montenegro offers the beauty and charm of the Mediterranean without the hefty price tag." Tourists like John said, "I was amazed at how much I could explore and enjoy without breaking the bank." Montenegro's dining, housing, and activities are affordable and enriching. And that concludes our exploration of Montenegro, where blending tradition and modernity creates surprising encounters. This youthful nation has demonstrated its ability to adapt and flourish in adversity, showcasing its breathtaking natural beauty and rich cultural traditions. If you found this glimpse into Montenegro's captivating way of life enjoyable, please remember to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing for additional captivating stories from various corners of the globe. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a safe journey and enjoy your explorations. Until next time.